Peace, my dear brethren, and all honor, praises, and glory to Almighty Heavenly Father. And as always, we only bring forth, and I'm only bringing forth the Bible by His Word and Spirit. And one of the things that's so important for us to know, our young men, our single mothers, our children, our grandfathers, so that we can all start to be giving wise advice and also to be getting truth and wisdom in our minds and not just trying to wing it or do the best in life that we could, but to realize that our people continue to decline, even though we've always suffered racism, oppression, always being over the last 5 centuries, a little bit before Columbus and since Columbus, we are continuing to suffer. So what we must do is to make sure that if you are a father, that you continue to learn the scriptures on how to be a good father, what things to be teaching to your children, what things to be informing your children, what things to show, like, hey, whatever you do, never get an abortion. Whatever you do, make sure that you're always focused and learning more and applying more of the word of our Almighty Creator, that you're teaching our children the right things. Because a lot of times we emphasize or focus on what we lack. So a lot of us were poor, or lacked more than some of our other relatives that had more money or means. So then we are now focused. Oh, I had to walk in the snow and rain, so I got to have a car. I got to do this. We're focusing on things at a personal level instead of what the Heavenly Father commands us, that allows us to focus on us as individuals, that'll also benefit any other individual that puts the same priorities in life that the Heavenly Father commands us to prioritize. Okay, so let's get a couple of precepts real quick. This is Deuteronomy 28:54, because by not knowing the scriptures or knowing the scriptures according to churches and religions or groups, we limit the Most High's actual wisdom and understanding to what men break down or define his understanding as. So peep this. This is Deuteronomy 28:54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother. So not only is this one of the main reasons, one of this particular curse that we're reading now in Deuteronomy 28, the Heavenly Father is letting us know that instead of us being caring and kindly affection towards one another and having a basic care or compassion for our people, instead we'd have an evil eye towards our brother once the Most High put certain punishments upon us, one of which we're reading now in this 54th verse. It says, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So this is showing us that regardless of what narratives exist from the so-called white man, our oppressor, that our women kind of jumped off the ship to be suffering with us and say, hey, we can do better on our own. Okay, that's a delusion you can carry on, or that's a temporary um, solution that ultimately is not going to bear fruit. It's not going to be good long term, because all flesh consorts to its like. And our oppressors are those that hate us, that uplift our women to keep us men weak. That's not the bandwagon to whom you want to attach your goals and successes. Yet many of our women, by not understanding the Bible, and our men not teaching them the Bible or overseeing our house as we're commanded, and dwelling with our wife according to knowledge as we're commanded, we then have a society or where our people live in our situation, living our children. So yeah, even if the number is less percentages than 100% or something like that, it's still something that's a problem, because many of our men, not being men, get a woman that's either not a good woman, or they're not a man that can handle the hardships and responsibilities of life and being led by the Heavenly Father. So then the choices that we make, oh, I need money, let me go sell some drugs. Oh, I need money. Let me get your friends together. Let me get some hoes paying all our bills. So the sins that we're choosing instead of choosing the Heavenly Father and making better decisions continue. This is one of the reasons why, on an individual level, that whether the mother is to blame or the father and mother are to blame or the stress grows, she's becoming more stressful, regardless of the reason, we have to look in the mirror and fix ourselves as men. The scriptures tell us that us as men, we're the head of our people, regardless of if women accept it or our women accept it, regardless. So we have to get that type of mind and deal accordingly. And although these last days, not even at this time, that's the end of the world. This is the time that we're living in. Some of our people are just not going to change, whether it's a man or a woman, whether it's a brother or a sister. So make sure that you work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, fam. Make sure that you're doing what's right, because you don't, you're going to make your kids suffer. Any woman that chooses you or that young and in the world. So by all means, fam, make sure that you're learning the scriptures. Make sure that you're repenting. And another precept that's very powerful, um, because if you're trying to do what's right in this world, it's not going to be easy. That's going to be a very lonely road. It's not going to be a lot of brethren and people rolling with you. You might be the only one in your whole family, whether you have a big or small family. Among all the men in your family, the grandparents, grandfathers, whoever, you might be the only one doing what's right. And that's going to be typical. What you want to make sure to do is in doing the, but also when we read it this way, you're going to need more money. You're not going to be affluent and super wealthy. But the point is that you're going to have enough and you to be better in mercy. They're going to have on our own, even as strong black men. We have to be wise black men and show glory to our almighty heavenly Father, dear brethren.